Let's bring you an up-to-date on the news from Boston. This is developing news that is just coming in from the suburb of Boston of Watertown. According to news agency AP, the second Boston bomb suspect has been identified as 19-year-old Zokhar A. Sarnev. He is a resident of Cambridge, Massachusetts. AP also reports that both the Boston bomb suspects are from Chechnya near the Russian border, and they have been living in the United States for 1 year. The police earlier confirmed that one of the suspects has been shot and killed. The police have asked the people of Watertown to stay at home. Door-to-door searches are being conducted by hundreds of state and local police assisted by the FBI. The duo were reportedly involved in the fatal shooting of a police officer on the MIT campus earlier today and fled to Watertown in a stolen car. Here is how the dramatic events, unbelievable events in fact, that changed television screens into reality TV almost today unfolded.
Those are pictures that the FBI released overnight. As you can see, suspect
FBI releases these two photos. They are suspects believed to be behind Monday's Boston Marathon bombing.
An MBTA police officer was struck.
An MIT campus police officer is discovered in his vehicle with multiple gunshot wounds. He's pronounced dead at the hospital. Moments later, police receive reports of an armed carjacking. There's a dramatic police chase. Authorities say the suspects threw explosives from the car as police followed it into Watertown, 15 minutes away from Cambridge. At Watertown, the police and suspects exchanged gunfire. The scene captured on this amateur video. One of the men is reported to have been shot dead. His accomplice escapes.
A second suspect was able to flee from that car, and there was an active search going on at this point in time.
Boston police confirm the two men involved in the fatal shooting of the police officer are their suspects 1 and 2 in the Boston bombings.
What we're looking for right now is a suspect consistent with the description of suspect number 2, the white-capped individual who was involved in Monday's bombing of the Boston Marathon.
The man in the black hat is dead. He's suspect number 1. Watertown is locked down to try and flush out suspect number 2, the man in the white cap in the picture.
This area is essentially a frozen zone. People are being told to shelter in place, to stay away from windows, stay away from doors.
House-to-house searches now begin. Residents are warned to stay indoors.
We're asking people to shelter in place, in other words, to stay indoors with their doors locked and not to open the door for anyone other than a properly identified law enforcement officer.
While locals try and cope with the horror of a terrorist in their community.
This is my home, and it's scary to think of your home as like a war zone.
All public transport in the greater Boston area is suspended. Harvard and MIT among many schools and colleges that cancelled classes. The first media reports emerged that the men are brothers from Chechnya who've lived in the US for at least 1 year.